Cazorla. 2-1. What a fantastic free kick.
Santi Cazorla was a part of the Malaga team that reached the UCL quarterfinals. He was one of Arsenal's most important players during his time there, where he won 2 FA Cups, and he managed to achieve over 80 caps for Spain during its most stacked era ever for midfielders. But here's the question: was Santi Cazorla truly one of football's elite midfielders, or do fans remember him more fondly because of how enjoyable he was to watch? Welcome to Football Reality Check, where we rank every single player from S to E tier. Let's start with the obvious. Santi Cazorla could do things with a football that most players simply couldn't. Right foot, left foot, it didn't matter. Corners, free kicks, passes and shots. Opponents often couldn't tell which was his stronger foot, because honestly, neither could anyone else. His technical ability was extraordinary. He could glide past players, escape pressure and control the tempo of a game almost effortlessly, despite his small stature and weak physicality. At Arsenal, he quickly became one of the team's most important players and a massive fan favorite. When Santi Cazorla played well, Arsenal played well. That's how influential he was. But here comes the reality check. As brilliant as Cazorla was, he wasn't quite at the level of football's truly elite midfielders. Players like Xavi, Iniesta, Modric and Kevin De Bruyne defined eras. They dominated the biggest competitions and were regularly considered among the best players in the world. Cazorla never quite reached that level. He had the talent technically, but in certain games against the most physical of opponents, like prime Bayern Munich, a player like Cazorla fell too short and wasn't able to impact the game to the same degree as he did against lesser teams. However, it is also important to note that Cazorla's Arsenal was overall a significantly weaker team than the best of the best teams of that era, like Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern and Juventus. That is the difference between Cazorla and the truly elite midfielders of his time. He was an exceptional player, but not the best. In addition, his brutal and devastating injuries he suffered in 2015 meant that he had a much shorter career at the absolute top compared to the others. An absolute maestro on the ball, a true class player that gave Arsenal loads of joy, but he was simply not up there with the best of the best. That is why we at Football Reality Check place Santi Cazorla in the B tier category. Do you agree or disagree with the ranking? Let us know who you would like to see us at Football Reality Check rate next.